Yeah, there's a chance that we get to the end of this and I've done this all completely wrong, but I think I understand.
Hello and welcome to the Sipcast, the podcast where me and Samuel talk about anything that's everything. What is Sip, my guys and gals, because there are a few girls that listen to this. It is Thursday. If you've been watching previously, we kind of had a political twist on Thursdays. We had a Would You Rather twist on Thursdays. We ranked Star Wars movies on Thursdays. It's just all over the place on Thursdays, right? So, since we don't have a really concrete plan going forward for Thursdays, we're going to give you some one-offs coming soon. This week, Samuel will read a sugar-free gummy bear review off of Amazon, and I'm going to try not to laugh. So if you're watching on YouTube, you can see me break. I'm tempted to put LaCroix in my mouth, but that would be very bad.
You don't want to ruin that microphone.
I don't want to ruin the mic. No, that'd be bad. Yeah. So Samuel's going to read some sugar-free gummy bear reviews. I'm going to try not to laugh. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see me struggle. If you're listening on Spotify, you won't be able to hear that as well. You might hear me go.
Listen for that sound. I don't know if you guys know exactly what sugar-free gummy bears do. But just to give you, I guess we need to give a little bit of backstory. The teeniest, tiniest bit. When they replace sugar in some candies, they use a additive that I don't know the name of, but it also is a laxative.
I call it fake sugar.
Yeah, fake sugar. And if you guys know what laxatives do, they make you number two hard.
Yeah, they make you poop.
So I'm going to hit you guys with this epic tale that is on Amazon called Ballet Recital.
Let me just tell you, this one, I cry. Samuel's reading this because I cry laughing every time I try to read one of these out loud. This is my favorite one. This is my favorite
Jack,
one.
Get ready for this. This is by Kyle Kennedy. Allow me to weave a tale for you. A tale of heartache, loss, embarrassment, shame, and of course, public expulsion of the slippery black liquid that must surely be the blood of Satan. My daughter is 5. She's the light of my life and the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. She loves ballet. She falls asleep during every performance we take her to, but she loves it all the same. When it came to that special time of year for her winter ballet concert, I was the proudest man in the whole theater. As is customary at venues such as these, there's a lovely little bake sale set up in the entryway, which housed all manner of decadent confectionaries and baked treats, that both stirred my hunger and saddened it at the same time. You see, I'm not a small man, and a recent visit to the doctors had proven distressing. Healthier steps had to be taken to ensure that one day I would have the tearful honor of giving my daughter away at her wedding. So, of course, I took those seriously. Jack, I see you smiling.
I don't know. I'm not gonna laugh. I'm gonna smile.
Okay.
I can't handle that.
Okay.
But my mouth will not open.
All right. With my doctor's advice still ringing in my ears, I could not help but sneak over to the table while my wife's back was turned to peruse the assortment. Then, through the haze of custard-filled cupcakes, mouth-watering brownies, and tutu-shaped sugar cookies, I saw them. A gleaming light at the end of a sweets-filled tunnel. My salvation in the sea of sugar. If only I knew. If only I could have known. Lovingly wrapped in individual-sized, handmade plastic baggies and tied with a delicate siphon ribbon, lay my salvation atop the mountains of delectable morsels. Gummy bears are not generally my thing, but after 2 weeks of strict dieting and bearing the word sugar-free emblazoned across the front, it might as well have been ambrosia from the gods themselves. The adorable little girl behind the plastic folding table leaped at my approach. She was younger than my daughter and wore the bright pink outfit of a ballerina with pride. She tugged on her mother's arm and pointed to me with a huge smile wrapping from ear to ear. The mother welcomed me and asked me what I'd like. I could hardly contain myself as I exclaimed, 3 packages of gummy bears, please. In my exuberance, I had drawn a little too much attention in the form of my wife. She came over with a whisper in a field. In a field? I'm just going to read the typos as they are, because that doesn't make any sense. And asked what... Oh, whisper in a field, I guess that's a thing. And asked what I was getting. In my glee, I turned around with 3 packages and tucked them neatly into my arms, wearing a smile to match my new friends. My loving wife frowned and tried to pull a package from my grasp, but found them to be cemented in place. She chuckled at me and gave me a look that made me marry her. You can have 1 bag now. Then the rest you'll have to save for later. I kissed her and we readied ourselves for the performance of our daughter's career. Little did I know she had once again saved my life. Get ready, boys and girls. I merrily snacked on the little multicolored gems of pure pleasure as the concert got underway. The girls were charming and the scene was festive. It was a perfect night, right up until the first rumble that alerted me to the possibility of danger. It started off quiet and subtle, much like the performance, but soon it grew to a crescendo. As I shifted my weight in the hard plastic seats, I knew I was in trouble the moment I touched my brow. Beads of warning sweat had started to form, though soon the trickle would give way to a deluge. I loosened my special Christmas tie and dabbed at my face with my sleeve in an effort to remain for the most important night of my daughter's young life. My wife noticed my anguish and leaded over to ask me what was wrong. I tried to tell her, I really did, but the pain had become more than I could bear. Get it, bear? As a painful tide crashed upon my anus. Try as I might, the bears were fighting back, seemingly set on draining my body in its entirety of life-giving liquid. It was no good, but I would have to try and make it to the restroom. I tried to excuse myself, and the effort of even shifting my shaking legs told my body it was too late. If I moved, it would be the end of me, and all that I held dear. I sat in silent anguish, biting my lip and trying to focus my mind on anything other than the pulsating waves of torment to breach the confines of my intestines. The cheery holiday music.
This is me right now trying not to laugh. I'm
The cheery holiday music sounded in stark juxtaposition to the symphony of horrors growing inside me. Then it happened. I thought it was nothing. I was just going to relieve some of the pressure, I told myself. Uh-oh. What had started as an attempt to allow only gas to leave quickly turned into a levee shattering entirely. I gripped my wife's hand and looked tearfully into her eyes, begging for forgiveness, as the expulsion sloshed like Niagara Falls onto the theater floor. I sobbed silently as shame overtook me, and there was nothing else I could do but expel the demon from my core. One woman cried as she was swept away in the torrent. She was never seen again. I begged all that was holy, any gods that were listening, to take pity on my wretched soul and deliver me from this hell. Yet none answered. There was only the flow. It gushed out of me despite the screams of the others in my row and those around them. I couldn't have stopped even if I tried, but God help me. I didn't. I couldn't. The coming relief, the searing pain, and shame sounded in my cries for mercy. I must have blacked out from the pain. Because when I came to, I was laying on my back in my own filth with 2 paramedics standing over me. They were obviously trying to suppress their gagging as they worked on me. I couldn't blame them. The stench was overwhelming, thick and oppressive like a sickly sweet blanket on a warm summer's eve. They carted me out. I heard one of them screaming to a stagehand for a bucket. Apparently I wasn't done just yet. I begged them for my family, but they simply screamed. The next 2 days were a blur of IVs, doctors, and what I think was an African medicine man, though I was on some heavy-duty painkillers. When I was finally released, I was mad. The shame was more than my fragile male ego could handle, and I wanted justice. Surely that mother had laced the gummies with some kind of laxative, like a sick, twisted joke. But after confronting the woman, she told me she had done nothing to the bears at all. Then she showed me the package. A 5-pound bag of Haribo sugar-free gummy bears. And right there on the label was a warning. It was one that she had taken a little too lightly. I researched further and found the same treats here. Pored over the reviews, each one worse than the last, until finally I could come to only one conclusion. The devil himself must laugh at we mortals, for we are his playthings. Also, they were a little too chewy.
That's so true about gummy bears, though. They're always a little
rough.
too chewy. Oh man,
that was a gem, if I do say so.
How do you get through reading that? I cannot.
Let me tell you, my eyes are burning a little bit.
Whenever he says he squeezes his wife's hands and looks in her eyes, begging for forgiveness, it gets me every single
it's
time.
So funny. Jack, now sorry, voice crack there.
Hey, it happens, bro.
It does. It happens. And it's because of the emotions inside of what I'm thinking about.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I've had an experience with these. And,
no way.
It's not a long one. It's not quite to the ballet recital level, but maybe if we've got time, I'll lay it on you real quick.
Go ahead.
So it must have been 6th grade, and we were taking a field trip to the McWane Science Center in, I believe, Birmingham, Alabama.
No, not a field trip.
And it was a fun day. I'd been there before because I'm big into science, of course. But as we were leaving, I was like, all those other kids were getting like those huge sugar-filled tubes, that you can fill with like the different.
Yeah. Those are so.
Yeah, those things.
Those are so bad for you.
I know they're so gross, and I was like, no, I was feeling a little bit better than everyone else, so I of course bought a package of sugar-free gummy bears, not realizing what I was getting into. I will attest it did say on the back after looking at it later, like, May has some laxative potential. But here's the crazy thing is I was actually going to a concert that night.
No.
And not just any concert. A concert from Switchfoot, the Christian rock group.
Big Switchfoot fan right here.
Big Switchfoot. So it took a while for them to hit, like the effect to hit, but I had a nice dinner. I saw the band at dinner and I met them.
That's dope.
Yeah, so that was fun. And then I get in there into the crowd. I'm pretty close to the front. It's at track 29. People are packed in so tightly. I realize, oh no. Like, it started out kind of like he did. Like, you just got to relieve some gas, and it's like...
Yeah, I know exactly how that works.
It's nice because there's so many people. No one knows who it is.
Yeah.
But then it's just over and over and over and over and over.
Did you get a Hershey squirt?
No.
You're a lucky one.
I was close. Yeah, I was... Yeah, I count myself among the few who have been spared. But it just kept happening over and over and over again. I was like, I've got to get to the bathroom. It took me like 30 minutes to like wade through the crowd and trying to get to the bathroom. And then I got in there and it's like he said in his story, it's like I felt like I was being drained.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's how people die of diarrhea. It's like all the fluid leaves their body and then they die of dehydration.
Yeah, I think that's a thing. And it was just like insane. I was like, I was like, I was covered in sweat from the concert.
Yeah.
That's what I told myself. And then I was in there for such a long time. And that's kind of the conclusion of the story. I managed to, I guess, get it all out in one fell swoop. But, golly, I was like, never again.
At least you made it to a bathroom.
I know. Oh,
That's
thank the
major key
Lord.
right there. That's
Yeah.
major.
Yeah. I was spared. You know, think about it. I can't imagine looking into the lead singer of Switchfoot's eyes and begging for
Yeah,
forgiveness.
after you'd met him,
After I'd already met him.
he's looking down at you. He's like, "Hey, I know you. You guys are making eye contact, and singular tears are just streaming from your eyes."
As the entire rest of the crowd gets washed away.
It's like the elevator from The Shining.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, watch out for gummy bears. That's all I'm gonna say.
Especially the sugar-free ones.
Yeah.
Good prank. It's a good prank idea. We
It is a good
tossed
prank
around the
idea.
idea of using that as a prank.
Mhm.
Getting a giant bag and replacing sugar-free ones with the regular ones, and then giving them to somebody we didn't like.
Yeah, who knows? That might resurface in the future because
That's a very innocent prank.
It's so good. It's so funny.
Okay. Anyways, we will be back tomorrow. We'll have less talk about poop, less potty humor. So, if you don't like potty humor, you'll like tomorrow, I guess. Movie minutes. I've been watching a few movies that I'm excited to talk about, and I don't know about Samuel, but it'll be a good podcast.
Stuff.
He's got some stuff. If you like The Terminator at all, come to Movie Minutes tomorrow. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, we will see you tomorrow. Have a good Thursday, and then I guess tomorrow have a nice weekend, right?
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.